Take a picture.
Sir, can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Just make sure to speak into that microphone and do not speak over the attorneys. Wait till the question is asked before you answer. The court reporter can only take one person speaking at a time. And with
Yes,
that,
yes, Your Honor.
defense your witness.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Ramon.
Good evening.
Your name is Ramon Preciado,
Yes, sir.
and you're currently in jail on 2 charges, is that correct?
That's correct.
And I'm going to read off some case numbers. I'm not asking you to know them necessarily, but I'm just going to read them off and tell you what they are. The first of which is CM116070. It is charged as altering, destroying, or concealing a human corpse, and the bond on that one is $500,000. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
The other case you have is CM116056, and that one is entitled Abuse of a Corpse, and the bond on that one is set at $100,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have 2 bonds that total up to $600,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You've been in jail for how long now?
Going on 42 days. Not sure exactly.
So did you say 42 days?
Going like 40.
So 6 or 7 weeks maybe?
Yes, sir.
And you have not been able to make a bond at the amounts that they're set at right now, correct? Is that correct?
No, sir.
Do you have assets to sell on the outside that could get you enough money to make the bonds at $600,000?
No way, sir.
So let's talk about the properties or assets that you may or may not have available to you. Do you have a vehicle?
They took the car in as evidence, I guess you would say.
So you don't have access
No.
to a vehicle to sell, do you?
We have another truck. It's probably worth maybe $3,000 if we're lucky.
3,000?
Yeah. My wife probably thinks it's a little more, but no, the engine's kind of bad. Transmission's leaking and it's knocking, so I know a lot about mechanics. It's probably not.
Like the engine is knocking?
Yes, sir.
Do you own land?
No, sir.
Do you own your own house?
It's actually my wife's house.
And there was some testimony by your wife the other day in terms of the house that you live in. Is that what you're referring to?
That is correct.
Is somehow a gift from her father to her and some other family members?
That is correct.
So her interest in the home is only 1/4 of the home?
Yes, sir. It's divided by 4.
Do you know roughly how much that house is worth?
No, not really.
Is it worth $1 million?
No way.
Is it worth $500,000?
No way.
Do you know how much equity there is in the home?
I couldn't say. Probably not much.
Not much equity.
No, I don't think anything would be worth.
In fact, your wife is paying on that house, is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
And you guys have been in it for how long now?
Between 9 and 11 years.
Has anyone in your family or friends tried to get bonds for you while you've been in custody?
No.
Is it because the amount is so high?
Nobody has that kind of money.
Nobody in your family.
No, sir.
So let's keep talking about assets. Do you have gold bricks somewhere?
No, sir.
Do you have a large cash deposit somewhere?
No, sir.
Do you have a safe full of jewelry or cash or anything like that?
It's all in the pawn shop. Might have a couple of little pieces later on here or there, but maybe $300 for them. They're mostly sentimental value, you know what I mean?
You said about $300 worth in a pawn shop?
No, in the pawn shop, that's the ones I've been pawning them since the end of summer. things got rough for us, so we've been pounding them. So they're all in the pawn shop.
Just so I'm clear, and it's a little hard to understand exactly what you're saying, but sit down, please.
Sorry.
That's okay. You have some things that you have pawned, is that correct?
Yes, they're all in the pawn shop. Yes, sir.
When times were tough for you economically last year, is that correct?
That is correct.
In the summer of 2023?
Yeah, they're still in there.
And it would cost you money to go get them, is that correct?
Yes, sir. A lot.
So you don't even have access to them right now, do you?
No, sir.
You have to raise money to get them out of the pawn shop, is that correct?
Most definitely.
Now, again, you don't have stocks or bonds or anything like that?
No, sir.
Do you have any other assets that you could sell reasonably quickly?
Tools, but again, digital gauges and stuff like that, they're not worth much. You might buy them for $600, $700, $800, but once you use them 3 or 4 times, they're all digital. They're not worth much. You'd be lucky if you could sell them for $10, $20. In our line of work, they get damaged real easy.
And your line of work is HVAC, right?
Contracting, yes, sir.
Let's talk also, since you've been in jail, you had some medical issues, is that correct?
That's correct.
Let's start with a medical episode you had just a couple of days after getting arrested. What happened?
They were walking me into a room, and I had an episode, and I fell back, and I hit my head, and it bounced off the metal door, and I slammed my 300-pound body on the floor, and I bounced, and a bunch of sheriffs went over there. One of them tried to get me up, and I kind of started seizing like this, kind of stayed like that for like, I don't know, a few minutes, and I was gonna die. I tell you the truth, it kind of really scared me, and I got up, and I was breathing real hard, and they took me to see the doctor, and he said it was just an episode or my medicine, because they're not giving me my medicine the way they're supposed to exactly. So like I'm supposed to get it right before I eat or right after, and it's like you really need to take that medicine the way it's supposed to, because you go into a coma with sugar, you don't drop that, and I already had that. 7 times since I've been locked up, 7 times that my sugar, I'm sweating. This I know for a fact. I was sweating, couldn't breathe, and I even rang the guard. Real nice guy, but they're not doctors. I mean, they just made a.
Ramon, let me stop you for 1 minute. When you went into the jail, you already had some health conditions, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what health conditions do you suffer from?
I'm diabetic. I have high blood pressure, cholesterol. I have sometimes breathing problems.
Were you on medication for any of those conditions before you went into the jail?
Yes, sir.
Since you've been in the jail, have you been getting the medication in the correct dosages and at the right times?
No, sir. Sometimes they're 6 to 8 hours apart before I eat, and that just throws me everywhere. Like I feel dazed, nauseous, episodes. You know, I don't even know where I'm at sometimes. They're walking me somewhere. I don't know where I'm at.
Are you afraid that because of the substandard medical care you're getting that you might have further health problems?
It got a lot worse, that's for sure. I could tell you when I went to a specialist, my kidneys, they're giving me the same medicine they're giving me now, the metformin, and that's what was hurting me real bad then. And that's why I told them that where I'm at, I can't take the metformin. You're overdosing, you're over medicating me. You're gonna kill me, because it's happened to me before. You're giving me 2,000 milligrams when my medication is nowhere near that, and it's not metformin. Nowhere near that. 2,000 milligrams is a lot. It'll knock you out like that. Okay. And imagine taking it while eating.
Okay, Ramon. You have a doctor on the outside.
Yes, sir, Dr. Wynn.
And you've actually even seen specialists, haven't you, in the past?
Yes, sir.
Were you having these kind of fluctuations up and down when you were on the outside before you were locked out?
No, sir. No, sir. God bless my wife. She really keeps a good schedule and keeps me on it. You know what I mean? Even though if I work, she'll call me and let me know.
Are you asking the judge to lower your bonds?
I'm actually begging him to lower the bonds.
And if the judge was kind enough to lower the bonds to an amount that you are able to get out, or your family or friends are able to get you out, will you comply with any and all conditions?
Yes, sir, I would.
You have a couple of different options for residences when you get out, is that correct?
That is correct.
One would be your old house.
That's correct.
The other, if that doesn't work out, the other would be with a relative.
That is correct.
Are you from San Antonio?
Yes, sir, all my life.
Is all your family here in San Antonio?
4 to 5 generations.
And the two residences that you have as options are both here in San Antonio?
Yes, sir, they are. My whole life is here. Not to mention I have a sick wife and a sick child in the Bexar County.
So, Megan just reminded me, there's some testimony by your wife the other day about a bank account.